Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to do a little bit of a mounting video. This is going to be my very first one, so don't judge. It will get better with time. I'm going to take this Kool Log, and everything's getting washed out. This Kool Log, and we're going to mount this beautiful little orchid that is, the poor thing's so neglected. Oh my god. I feel so bad. I bought this, I'm going to say in the spring. And it came, and spring went, summer came, summer went, fall is now here, the poor thing is still bare root, and it's really struggling. Phalaenopsis can do okay, not really having a structure. As long as you water them really well, they're okay, but this poor thing was just hanging out. I left it in water for too long at one point, and these roots used to be beautiful, and now there's a lot of brown, yucky roots in there. And we're going to remove those, and the leaves, not doing so well. There was a new leaf that was starting to try to grow, but then that's just not really doing so well. So anyway, it needs to get planted. Bottom line, it needs to get planted on something. It needs to feel secure, and it needs to feel loved and wanted, and that it has a home. And right now, it doesn't feel that way, so it's really sad and depressed, and it really shows. The leaves aren't very nice, and it's not happy. So I know it's my fault. It's not this little thing. Nope. I can't remember the name. Something Dragon. I'll perhaps find the name, and I'll post it in the comment section. And I'll post a photo of what it's supposed to look like. It's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I think, if I remember correctly, it's been a long time since I've seen that photo. I think it reminds me a little bit of Belina, but I think a little bit more colorful. So anyway, we're going to plant this. So we have some sphagnum moss. We don't need all of this sphagnum moss, but I took one of those bricks of sphagnum, and this is all of the moss that came from that really thin little wafer of moss. And so we've also got some fishing line, some monofilament wire, and some scissors, because I will need some scissors. I got the Kool Log. I've got some rubbing alcohol to sterilize my scissors, and I believe that's everything we need. I believe. So I'll bring it down a little bit closer, and we'll start wrapping this thing up. And I didn't bring the instructions. I've read the instructions on how to do it. Seems pretty foolproof. I don't think I need them, but we'll make mistakes together. Anyway, come on down. Alright, so let's start off here by sterilizing our scissors. Just going to take some rubbing alcohol here. We're going to clean them off. We'll just let them sit for a minute or two. And then we'll end up trimming back the yucky roots. I put this into some water to make the roots a little bit more pliable. I still got some nice roots on there, as you can see, but there are some yucky ones. So I get this monofilament wire. We are going to make a slip knot in here. Basically, the slip knot will be so that we can apply the moss to the outside and then wrap it around. Do you see? And it'll hold on to itself. Easy peasy like that. So it's recommended to start with a little bit of moss. You don't really need a lot of moss for these guys. Depending on what type of thing you're growing, more moss or less moss, depending. And you just want to do a patch of moss. And then we're going to take the monofilament wire, and put it on there, and just tighten it up. And then you're going to go and attach it on there like that. So you're just wrapping it a couple of times, 3 or 4 times up, and then the same thing down. Basically, you're giving your plant an option for some moisture. Because this you're going to put water in the center of this, and it will slowly seep through. And this will hold on to more moisture than, say, this would until the roots start getting attached. So how are we going to tie this on let's give ourselves some generousness here. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. I should have used that wire to wrap the plant in, because now we're going to have this problem yet again. This wire is so hard to work with because it doesn't like to kink. Put this down. I'm going to try to tie a little knot in here. There might be time for swearing yet. You never know. And I'm just going to cut off this excess. Alright. So there's that. We're just going to remove some of these yucky roots. Get off of here. Careful not to trim off any of the good roots. Ah, the plant looks happier already. I've been contemplating whether I wanted to tie the plant on with monofilament wire, or whether I just... That's a gross root. The bottom is green, but the top is yucky. We'll get rid of it. With monofilament wire, because monofilament wire or fishing line doesn't give. So if you wrap it too tight, it will potentially choke the plant, and you don't really want that. But at the same time, you don't want to do string, because the string could start to rot. So I think I'm going to just do a light monofilament wire across the roots, and it will it'll do its own thing. So, and also there's going to be a light layer of moss. So when you're mounting Phalaenopsis, you kind of want to have it so that the crown faces down, because if you water it, the water's going to run off the side, and you'll have less risk of crown rot this way. You could mount it straight up like you see it in a pot, but that's not natural for a Phalaenopsis. They really do hang down, and then the flowers kind of spray down. It's kind of a beautiful process. It's contrary to what we believe, because we see them in pots growing upright, but that's not how they naturally grow in the wild. So what we're going to do is we're going to have it like that, so it's kind of hanging off to the side, doing its own thing. And we're going to take a smaller amount of moss than what we used in the other application. Basically just to anchor it down. Do you see that? I've just lightly covered the root system with the moss, and I should have done this backwards. Now I need some more monofilament wire. It's easier to say fishing line. Alright, take the fishing line. We'll do the same thing that we did the last time with the slip knot. Make sure that it stays attached. There we go. Tighten it up. And now we're just going to lightly attach it to the Kool Log. You don't want to go as tight with this one. Looser is better. Not too loose. You want to make the plant feel secure, but you want it to stay in place, but you don't want to constrict the roots. Then we're going to do this tying thing again that worked so horribly. And let's try to do a knot in this wire, or this stuff that doesn't like to be knotted. Here we go. We'll tie a second one just to be on the safe side. There we go. We'll get rid of all these extra little wires. And I'm going to make myself a little tag, and I'll slide the tag in the back here. I'm off camera. I'm going to slide the tag down the back. I'll make one for this little guy. And then we will do this. I'm going to fill it up just to below where the wire is, because you'll notice that there's a hole. I just had a plant fall. There's a hole where this hanger goes through. You don't want to fill it past the holes, because the water will come out the side, and you don't want that. I've been told from some people that this does drip, so just pay attention. Don't have it in the living room where there's a hardwood floor or something. Make sure that there's something underneath that It doesn't matter if it gets a little bit of dripping on. But anyway, experiment with it and see how it works, and I will let you know how it goes for me. I'll let you know how much it drips that I notice. I can see that it's dripping a little bit more from condensation. Yeah, anyway, stay tuned for more updates on this one. There will be more mounting videos. This was the first one. This is the one that I really wanted to get done. But then we're going to do an Oncidium, and I believe the Herocala, is that? No, Herella Retrocala? Oh my god. And we might end up doing what is it? A Masdevallia, because I want to keep that on the cooler side. The roots like to be cool, so we'll give that a whirl too. So anyway, stay tuned for more updates, and yeah, happy growing, everyone! I've been looking for, well, I haven't really been looking for them because I've seen them, but they've been too expensive and whatever. It is a yellow Psychopsis, because my other Psychopsis is doing beautifully, and I just want another color. I'm probably going to end up planting them in a basket